Yep. I'm ready for prime time, my friend.
Awesome. So Matan Gochman. So you are the owner, founder of Gochman Marketing Solutions. So you help businesses, entrepreneurs, help get inbound leads. So say for example, if you're a social media marketing agency owner and you want to get inbound leads, you kind of help that person, through some marketing strategies to get those inbound leads and eventually close them down, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we are a premium appointment setup agency. We help B2B companies, especially traditional marketing firms. They're doing usually 8, 9 figures, and they're working with big enterprises like Pepsi, Nutella, huge nonprofit organization, $1 billion nonprofit organizations. And we help them reach out to them because most of those companies, especially now, it's pretty hard for them to go out on networking events, on sponsoring events, and doing the advertising that they need because of the cash flow. That right now they currently like have some problem with cash flow, firing employees. You know the situation. So we just help them. We connect people. We connect high level individuals to high level individuals. Especially we do it for traditional marketing agencies. They usually have 150, 200 employees, 300 employees, and we connect them to huge enterprises. Of course, we do have clients that are making 7 figures and smaller agencies, and we help them to reach out to local businesses. But that's the second thing that we do actually, and yeah.
So let me know if I'm wrong here, but the way your team kind of does it is you do say you talk to a business owner, you look at their ideal audience, their target audience,
Right.
then you create a campaign, then you do some qualifying, and then from there you close the sale, right?
Yeah. So we are not doing the sale itself. So we are doing everything besides the sell.
Okay.
So again, I'm sitting with a prospect that might be qualified, right, to work with us. Let's say our previous client, big marketing agency from New York, and they want us to target companies like Nutella, right? So they tell us who is their ideal client. We find them, we do the research, we find them, we find all the decision makers, everyone in that company that actually can make a decision. We get the information, email, phone number, everything, and we create that strategy as you were mentioning. We create the strategy to actually outreach them. We don't use any softwares, any automations, any bots, because when you are contacting those high level individuals, you have to do it. You have to be super specific, and they need to see that you actually did the research and you actually put out the work to approach them, because they get so many messages and you need to separate yourself from the competition. So this is what we do. We pitch them, we encourage them to hop on a call with the sales team of our client, and we make the connection. Sometimes we do hop on a call with them, qualify them with some questions, and sometimes we just make the connection and we keep our client to, we let our client to close them.
Okay. Because when I think about targeting, especially for B2B, I think that you do an ad on LinkedIn, for example, right? You provide
Mhm.
some value, and then eventually your target audience, your main customer that you want, your dream client, kind of comes to you. But instead, what you're saying here is to get their information, contact them, do your research,
Right.
their due diligence, and then from there, hopefully you get a meeting, right? Of some sort.
Exactly, because it's going
Okay.
to be super hard for you. And you guys try this, right? You have to try to get a decision maker from Pepsi through a LinkedIn ad or a Facebook ad. It's impossible, right? It's impossible. They only have I see 2 channels they actually pay attention to, and it's the first one is email, and the second one is LinkedIn. Most of them don't even open their LinkedIn, so it's email only, right? Email only. Maybe they have 2 or 3. Sometimes they have 2 or 3 emails. So think about this: like you have a challenge, approach Pepsi's director of Pepsi or manager, Pepsi USA, or I don't know, in Texas, and you have to approach him. You're not going to do a Facebook ad with a lead magnet or something. Like you cannot give him some value inside an ad to actually intrigue him. So you have to do the direct approach.
Okay. So yeah, because you're targeting huge companies and specific
Yeah.
people, you have to contact them directly. You just can't assume that they're going to come to you with an ad of some sort, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Okay.
They appreciate the customer approach. They appreciate the value, and they appreciate you getting. They know that you, all right, they need you. That's totally true. But think about this: when you have this huge company, right? You can say huge. You can say like 8-figure company. They're not that huge when you're working with $1 billion companies, and when you try to pitch Amazon as well. So you see the proportion, right? But
Yeah.
again, you try to get in front of them. It's just not going to work with Facebook ads because they're not there. You see what I mean? They're not there, and they actually appreciate you do the outreach, the custom outreach, and the fact that you did the research. They actually appreciate that, and they will pay attention to it for sure.
Okay. Now, do you always work with large businesses that are looking for these types of clients? Say, looking for or working with a smaller business.
We
Now,
work with both, yeah.
at that point, do you both? Okay. So, if you work with a smaller business, that's when you actually use maybe some advertisements to get some inbound
Yep,
leads.
yeah, yep.
Okay.
I
So
think,
now
yeah.
let's talk about the campaign side of that. Now, you
Mhm.
find your ideal target audience. You kind of talk to your client, reverse engineer who they want, and now it's time for the campaign. So what do you guys do exactly for that campaign? Is it all LinkedIn ads, Google ads? What is it?
It really depends. It really depends. We don't do as much Facebook ads because like our main focus is email and
Okay.
LinkedIn. Actually, 80% of the appointments we get them from email. But again, if it's the right deal and if we have a very serious client, it can be a small agency. It doesn't matter for us. But if they're serious about what they're doing, if they want to target, and if the audience is there and it's right for us, we can do it. We can do it for sure. And we do have experience with Facebook ads because we were a full service agency like for 5 years, so we know what to do. And then when it comes to Facebook ads, it's all about doing the research, actually understand the market, what they need, what are their struggles. I like to talk with people, right? For example, I'm trying to reach out to chiropractors, so I need to talk with 5, 6, 7 chiropractors and do some research and talk with them about their struggles, about their needs, and then put it inside the ad, right? So I like to do problem solution. Again, the outreach, the email outreach is kind of the same, right? You want to tell them something about them that you know, right? Then you want to tell them, hey, this is your problem, right? You're probably struggling with, or most of the chiropractors struggling with, right? Or maybe you're tired to do 1, 2, 3, right? And then you put them, you show them the solution that you have. So it's super specific for them. You get their phone number. You have to pick up the phone and call them. So it's nothing special. It's all about testing, testing, testing. As we do with email, as we do with LinkedIn, it's same with Facebook ads, Google ads. Testing what really works. Audience, lookalike audience. Let Facebook do what Facebook uh, um, they do it very good. Facebook really knows to get you those leads after you get some data. And problem solution, showcase the pain point and show them how you can solve it. That's it.
So I can see why it's a challenge to, if you work with different businesses across different industries, to understand the lingo, understand what they mean, talk their language, right? So if you're talking to a chiropractor, for example, of course,
Right.
you may not have a degree, or you may not know anything about chiropractors, but like you said, you got to talk to them, reach out, and learn from that, so that when you do create your campaign, you do know some insights what the problems are, and from there
Right.
you have the solutions probably, and you can rate it. You can make your campaign there. Now, once you have that all jotted down, all those insights, what campaign strategies do you use, or what objections, or because I know with the Facebook ad, there's different strategies that you can use, or like you said, email marketing campaign. So when you use a Facebook ad, do you try to get their email and that's it, lead generation?
Yeah, yeah. And most of the time, I try to get their name, email, and phone number, and I believe in calling them. I believe in just pick up the phone, actually do the work. If you did so much when it comes to the research and the right ad, just make it easier on them. You see what I mean? If they need to go through a funnel can work really good when you have data, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you're just starting out with your ads and you don't have $10,000, $15,000 to gather the data. Meanwhile, you do the ads. So I like to start pretty small, because like $5, $10, $25 a day, $30 a day campaigns work pretty good on Facebook when you're just starting out. You gather that information and you start with lead gen. You just start with lead gen. You get to know people. You get to understand what is the quality of the leads, right? What's working, what's not working. And the number one thing you need to do is to pick up the phone and try to do an intro, qualify the prospect. This is how you gather the best information, right? You can assume, you can do all the research, but again, after you outreach and they respond to you, now you understand really what's going on.
Okay, so now the ultimate goal here is to get either their email, more preferably their phone number, right?
The phone
So
number.
once you get the phone number, is your team responsible for calling them, or do you have to train your clients to call them and close the sale?
It really depends. We do have a prospecting team, and we can do that for our client. Really depends. We do have some clients that we do everything for them, and we doing even the intro and qualification calls, and then the client just need to do the demo. And we do have clients that have a great prospecting team, and they do it all from scratch. We just do the part of the appointment setup or lead gen, but we focus on appointments more than lead gen.
Okay. So obviously, of course, once you go through those processes, you have a warm lead, so it can be easier to close that sale. But I heard a
Right.
stat that only if you call someone in the first encounter, most likely or not, or most likely you're not going to get that conversion. You have to follow up. They say
Right.
that if you follow up more times, you eventually get an 80% conversion plus, right? So,
Yep.
what's your strategy in terms of not closing it right away, but following up so you do close that sale?
This is our sales process, and usually our clients they kind of have the same sales process. We get the appointment through a Facebook ad, or let's say we focus on email and LinkedIn more. So we pitch them, we talk with them on email or LinkedIn, and then we set up the call, set up the first call, the first intro call, right? The qualification call. We hop on the call with them, we do that, and then we schedule a demo call. What we say to them is, hey guys, what we're going to do is we're going to take all the information that we spoke about, we're going to get it to our team, and then prepare for you a custom action plan. This is what we actually do. We prepare a custom action plan for every client, right? With his own needs. We do actually the research, and then we present them how we can solve their problems, how we can get them from A to B. Again, with that context, about the previous conversation that we have on the intro. Then we have the demo, and then we kind of get the same situation that you were talking about. Now it's about one call close. Usually you don't do one call close when it comes to generating appointments. It's not refers. Refers is much easier. So we usually do one call closes when it comes to refers. But when it comes to, like, again, you generated the appointment 4 days ago, and now you hop on a demo call with them after 4 days. After 2 days, you hop on an intro, and after another 2 days, you hop on a demo call with them. Usually, it's like you actually need to come up with objection handling, right? You need to handle the objections that they have. You need to understand why they really need to think about it. Why? So what is the difference between now and 1 week, or now and next year? And then you need to make it easier on them. So first of all, I ask them, do you have enough information to make a decision? Like, can I get you more information? Because people don't buy because of three things. They either don't trust you, or they either don't get the value, don't have enough information, don't understand the features, or they don't have the money right now, the down payment, or it's a money issue. So you wanna understand it when you ending the demo, right? You ending the demo, you pitch them, and then just say, hey, I need to think about it. I need to go over with my team. So you need to come up with objection handling, make it easier on him. And if you think that it's going to be like, again, we're not going to close them today, you're not going to collect, and I really think that they really need to think about it. So again, I'm just scheduling a follow-up call with them, and get my team to follow up with them, try to do another demo, understand what is holding them, and try to make it easier on them always. If we can split the down payment, we do that. If they need to add features, if we need to get another call with their team to explain the decision makers, we do that as well. So it's really up, like every client has his own needs, but I don't have a problem to after the demo following up like one or two times. I don't have a problem with that.
Okay, so once you do have that initial meeting, that's the qualification process, right? To kind of see what they want, if it's the
Yeah,
right client for
the
your
first
client.
meeting, the first intro call. Yeah,
Okay. And then you
yeah.
said you'll follow up one or two times, and after that, you look for other inbound leads.
Yeah, I always look for other inbound leads. Always. It's all about the number of appointments that you can get for yourself, for your clients. It doesn't matter. It's always about numbers, right? But again, you want to get them qualified prospects. This is what we do. We only get qualified prospects because our clients tell us who is qualified and who is not, right? We get them relevant prospects because we target the market they want us to target. We get them warm prospects because we already pitched them, so they understand why they're coming into the call. And qualification, it's all about that intro call. So they doing the intro call, and for example, in my experience in my agency, we can tell if the client is qualified after one call with them. After we did the intro, we know who is our perfect client, and we know if we can close them or not. This is why our close rate is pretty high when it comes to qualified appointments. And I think for all businesses, when it comes to qualified appointments, if they have a great service, the closing rate is pretty high. You see what I mean? So
Hmm.
yeah, follow up with
Now,
them one or two times.
now, when you work with businesses and business owners, now do they expect you just to bring in the leads, right? Or do they really focus on, or they want you to bring in the leads and close them down? Or is it entirely their responsibility? Is most of the burden on them to close the leads that you
Yeah.
generate for them?
I have a lot of requests for people that want us to do everything, but again, you see, if we are going to do everything, we kind of, we kind of focus on the most important thing inside their business. So it's going to cost them a lot, and they really can't justify it with when it comes to smaller companies, smaller businesses. But when it comes to bigger businesses, and most of our clients, are doing 8, 9 figures, they already have 15, 20, 25 people, and they do the closing. So we don't need to help them to close the deals. And then they just want to um, pay us a finder's fee or a paper qualified appointment.
Okay.
That's it. So we usually don't do it, but sometimes we do. Sometimes we do, but it comes to the right numbers, the right deal for us.
What are some of the biggest brands that you've worked with?
So we sign an NDA with every agency, almost every big
Okay.
agency that we. But again, I can tell you that we help our clients to get in touch with Pepsi and Nutella. $1.2 million. We help them to close $1.2 million deal with Nutella, and that's awesome. Really, that's awesome. We help them to reach non-profit organizations that helps, for example, suicide lines, non-profit organizations. Again, big deals. The down payment was like $500,000 for that kind of deal. Yeah. So this is the kind of deals that we work on, and we work by a pay per close model with those type of companies. So it's pretty exciting.
Now, how did you reach that point? I mean, I'm assuming that once you started your marketing solutions,
Yep.
your agency here, that I don't think that you started working with these brands right away. Did you have to work your way up? Like, how was the start of your business?
So I started my way when I was 16. I started with, how to make money online, right? I started to see how to make money online because I don't want to be in school. And eventually I dropped out when I was 18 because I was doing affiliate marketing. So I started to learn how to make money online. I was doing some eBay drop shipping, stuff like that. Every like, Gary V hustle stuff. I really liked him. And, that approach. And I just started to learn, and I got into online marketing. I was doing online marketing for a company in the United States when I was still in Israel, of course, in my parents' home, in my room, and I was doing online marketing, and I really liked it. I thought that I have big potential, and this is how I made I created my first business. I was learning from that company, and I was doing marketing for them on a commission based affiliate marketing, right? This is how I got into marketing. And then after 2.5 years, I just thought to myself, hey, I need to choose. Either I'm going to do that, like I'm going to advertise other people's product. That's great. I love it. Or I just going to take my talents and create my own agency and work with, businesses, in the B2B space. So I decided to go with the B2B space, and I just started with, I was learning from big boys like Dan Henry, and I bought every course that I could, and I just started to work with chiropractors and real estate agents, and this is how I started to do that. I was doing for them lead gen and design and web development. I had my team, and in one point I focused just on real estate agents, and I had in one point 35 real estate agents all over the United States. And then we started to work on a pay per close model when we started to work with big brokerages in LA, San Francisco, and New York, right? Biggest market in the United States. And we just helped them to close deals. So we got them appointments. We had another office in the Philippines. They were doing prospecting. Another office in Dallas. They were doing the marketing, and we got leads. We qualified them. We scheduled the appointment. Right, very very similar to what we do right now. And the real estate agent went and closed the deal for us in Calabasas, in San Francisco, Silicon Valley. It was awesome, big deals, and we got a percentage out of the profit that the real estate agent got. So this is how I started, and then we opened our brokerages in our brokerage in Dallas. I have my CEO there. He's managing the brokerages. We getting them appointments as a client. You can say as a client because, of course, I have equity there, and I just focus on big deals. I thought to myself, hey, if I can do it with real estate, I can do it with marketing agencies or investment companies. We work with tech companies as well. We connect startup companies to venture capitals. You see what I mean? And we just get a finder's fee. So that's my biggest passion, man. I work with everybody. This is why I have experience to work with real estate agents, small business owners, charging them $1,500 per month, $3,000 per month, $5,000 per month, and I have had the experience to work with big agencies and charging them $75,000 per deal. You see what I mean? When it comes to
Mm.
big deals like $1 million or $2 million deals. So yeah, this is my real passion.
Now, just one final question here. What marketing tools or trends do you see nowadays? Because I feel like with the online space, the internet marketing, things change. It's very, very
Right.
dynamic. Now, what do you see that is working, what's not working, and what are tools that you use to help your agency out?
Yeah. So that's a very good question because you always want to develop. You always want to see what works, and I think AI is a big thing when it comes to marketing. When it comes to outreach, it's getting better and better. And man, when it's going to be so good, you will not understand if a bot sent you a message or it was a real person. And that is going to be the time that is going to be so effective. We're going to see like 1 year of so many deals closed until something new will happen, right? But until everybody will use it. But I think trends, I just like to play by the platform. You see, just play by the platform. If Facebook wants you to do one thing, you should always develop and you should always see email changing, Facebook changing, Google is changing. You just need to learn what big boys are doing and model them and see and adjust, right? And adapt. Um, but again, I just want to preach one thing. Before AI is coming to get us, right? We still have our intelligence, and we still have, I think, again, the most effective way to get bigger deals. And I'm talking about bigger deals. I'm not talking about $1,500, $3,000 a month. Automation works perfect for that. We do have some clients, and we are doing some automation for some clients of ours when it comes to maybe e-com companies, chiropractors, dentists, plastic surgeons. We do have some clients that we are doing some automation for them, but maybe smarter automation, I would say. Um, but if you want to get in front of big or high level individual or big companies, you have to do it all manually, have to do the research. And I think if my only recommendation will be actually do the research and try to approach those people, because it's only about the network and it only takes one deal to actually make you successful, if you think about that, really. So for example, let's say you think that you can't help. I thought, right, when I started, I'm like, hey, how can I actually help a $80 million agency in Austin? How can I do that? I got in front of them. I'm like, really? They need me? Why they can hire a person? Yes, they need you. I just talked with them. They actually told me what they're focusing on, and they told me, hey, we don't do manual outreach for big companies because we get all of our clients through refers, networking events, sponsorships, right? So I'm like, if I can do that for you, can you give me a percentage? He's like, of course. Why not? So think about it. If we can get him Pepsi, and he signed Pepsi for like $20 million for a small commercial, right? Small commercial Super Bowl. But again, it was amazing production. And we were a part of the team that pitched them and connected with some executive there. They can give you sometimes 2%, 3%. For them, it's nothing. For you, it can be a lot of money. You see what I mean? Just think about that, guys.
Not for sure. And I think once you get that money, it's going to be really important to reinvest in your business. Don't buy things that are dumb. Of course, you'll need to reward yourself, but you can use that money to really scale your business, hire more people, and just do more work in the long
And
run.
this is what he told me, by the way. He told me this: if you can do this, if you can deliver, I will refer you a lot of my clients. And his clients are big boys. You see what I mean? So think about that. Think about it. They pay him to help them. And then he's like, hey, you see Matt, you see Andres, he can help you with getting those big companies because he helped me to get Pepsi, for example. First of all, 100% close for sure. You can charge them even more, right? Because they referred you. And now it's just like you got the money from that deal and you got 5 6 new big clients. And you,
Mm-hmm.
again, you just started out maybe 6 months ago or 4 months ago. The
And
results, results.
what's your ultimate ambition for your business? Do you want to work with the biggest brands across the globe?
Yeah, yeah. I wanna like my biggest ambition is create the biggest office I can, just to help more people. I really like to hire more employees. I have an office in Israel, in a small town in Israel, my actually hometown in Israel, and I have an office in Dallas. I want to make it like 200 people, 300 people. I see what Grant Cardone is doing. I see what Gary Vaynerchuk is doing. I see what Brett Lee is doing. Um, and I look at them and say, this is where I want to be. I want to work. I actually want to put in the work. I actually want to spread this message and help as many people as I can. And how you can do that? By working with the bigger brands, right? The biggest brands, maybe less deals, by bigger deals, and building the biggest company that I can.
I love that ambition, Matt. So, Matt, it was a pleasure. I don't want to take too much of your time here. If people want to learn more about you, learn more about your processes, where can they find that and message you?
Yeah, so you can find me on LinkedIn. It's Matan Gochman, my name, or Matt Gochman. I have two accounts there. Don't tell LinkedIn about this. We're just prospecting. I have Facebook again, two accounts, because I'm just prospecting all over the place. So you can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn. That's the best place to find me. You can find me on Instagram as well. You can tag me, of course. But again, Instagram is we don't put any effort on Instagram because this is not our market. But again, you can find me there as well. And our just you can find us Gochman Marketing Solutions. Find us on Google if you wanna, if you think you are qualified, you wanna hop on a call with us. Why not, right?
Yeah, so awesome. I'll put that in the show notes if anyone's interested working with you or learning from you. Of course, you have content on LinkedIn and Instagram. So I'll definitely put it in the show notes so anyone can just click on that and check you out. Right, Matt?
Awesome, man. Thank you so much for your time. Really, I really appreciate it. I really like what you do on Instagram and on social media. You put in the work. You actually put in the work, and you were persistent. And I know that I don't have time, and you keep following up. This is how you guys should do it. Like Andres, learn from him. Put content, bring value to our prospects. This is how you build a brand. This is how you build your business. Put value.
I really do appreciate that. So I'll let you know once the podcast is uploaded. It's gonna take about a week, and of course, when I make these clips, I'll tag you in it. And if you want, I can send you the raw files as well.
Yeah, it will be awesome. I can make some clips as well. I can tag
I
you.
will do. I will do. So I'll send you those. All right.
Andres, it was a pleasure, my friend.
It's a pleasure, man. Dude, sky's the
Nice.
limit for you, bro. Thank you very much. All
You
right.
too, man. You too. Talk soon. Talk
Talk
soon, my
soon.
friend.